This episode of the School Zone podcast is brought to you by School Spirit Vending, hassle-free year-round fundraising for your school. At School Spirit Vending, we do all the work. You cash the check.
Most teachers and administrators not only want their kids to have developed minds, but opportunities to develop creativity, positive human values, and a sense of personal excellence. But your budget doesn't allow for all of it. You need fundraising. At School Spirit Vending, we are helping a growing number of elementary schools fundraise the easy way, and we do all the work. We provide the sticker vending machine, free customized school logo stickers, licensed and non-licensed stickers like NFL and Disney, as well as tons of other fun stickers that are relevant to kids. The best part? School Spirit Vending is free. No upfront expenses for schools at all. A percentage of machine revenue goes directly to the school, PTA, or PTO each month. And did I say customized stickers? Our skilled graphics team can help custom design your school spirit stickers. You just tell us what you want. The only thing you do is provide us a busy hallway or commons area. Oh, and you'll have to find the time to cash a monthly check. It doesn't get any easier than that. 2,000 elementary schools can't be wrong. To see for yourself how easy year-round, hassle-free fundraising can be, go to schoolspiritvending.com/schoolzone. Welcome to the School Zone podcast, your source for the most creative and innovative ways to school fundraise and impact your kids. Now, here's your host, Matt Miller.
Hey, School Zone podcast listeners, Matt coming at you from San Antonio, Texas, the Launch Texas Summer Leadership Seminar. Excited to have Mitch Evers with us today of Fun Abounds. Mitch, why don't you introduce yourself and give everybody a little background on who you are and who Fun Abounds is.
Cool. Thanks, Matt. I appreciate you having us on here. My name is Mitch Evers, and I am from Houston, Texas. And Fun Abounds is actually located on the south side of Houston, but we have representation throughout the state of Texas and Dallas, all the major markets, Dallas, Austin, San Antonio, and down in the Valley, Corpus. We specialize in anything that you would find in a park or in a recreational space. We do playgrounds, we do picnic shelters, we do shade canopies, we do large metal canopies over like basketball courts or, pavilions, that type of thing. We also do concrete work, sidewalk work, anything that would go with those types of facilities as far as accessibility and so on and so forth. And then we also do water features, splash pads, water play type of activity centers and that type of thing. So that's kind of who we are and what we do.
Very cool. So is this your guys' first time out to PTA, or have you guys been out here before?
Yeah, this is our first time at this show. We've done some local shows in the Houston area before. We do a couple of different ones every year, but this is our first time coming to San Antonio for the statewide show. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Very cool. So I'm intrigued by the water part of things. Mm-hmm. Is that something that you guys typically will do in more of a municipal setting, or does that get done at the school level, or how does that work?
We will do that type of a feature will mostly be at a private school or at like daycares, preschool facilities, things like that with smaller kids. We don't typically see that in a public school setting. But to answer your question, yeah, we do a lot of it in homeowners, HOAs, city municipalities, so on and so forth. And like I said, private schools, daycares, that type of things, we'll do that application. It's a big project, and it's not inexpensive to do. So usually has to be some type of an organization that has, good cash flow or whatever, because it's a long process. The design process can kind of take a while. There's a lot of engineering involved. And then the installation process itself can take some time, depending upon the type of water circulation system that is used. And that can increase the cost and increase the length of the project as well.
So, are there certain lines that you carry, or do you kind of represent a group of them as far as the types of equipment, that type of thing, mm-hmm. or how does all that work?
Yeah, our playground line, we're exclusive provider of Burke Playgrounds, and we're the exclusive provider of water play, splash pads, and water systems. We also do side amenities and shades, and that's more of a we represent a company called USA Shade, which is built in Dallas. We're not the exclusive provider of that product. Several other people do that as well. But yeah, so for playgrounds and splash pads, we do a particular specific product line. For some of the other amenities, I guess you'd call, we have a couple of different options for people to use.
So how long have you been with Fun Abounds?
I'm new to Fun Abounds. I'm not new to the industry. I've been in the playground and rec industry for about 8 years. I was with another company for several years, and then switched over and came to Fun Abounds. They've got a great product. It's a great culture. Lee, the president and the founder of the company, she had been in the playground industry for many, many years, and she's just really has a passion for kids and a heart for kids and helping keep kids healthy and providing them with safe play environments. And it very much in line with mine, and that was part of the reason why I came over and took an opportunity to work with Lee. We've got a great team. We're a small but powerful team. We do cover the entire state, but everybody that works for us has a wealth of knowledge and a background in the industry, so have done a lot of projects across the state. We can probably go to most of the major cities and find projects that we've all worked on, and so it's really a good group. It's a good fun group.
So obviously the whole playground setup has changed markedly since when you and I were younger. I think a lot of it probably can be traced back to the much more litigious society that we're in today, contrast to when we were younger. So what are some of the trends or some of the changes that you've seen in your time in the industry that have kind of evolved as schools are trying to provide safer equipment and that type of thing?
Yeah, it's really an educational process when you're going in and meeting with, whether it's these PTA groups like who are here at the show or any other group that's going to pursue putting in new playground equipment, because as you said, it's much different. When we were kids, you put a playground on a asphalt parking lot if you wanted to. Today it's just not allowed. So the biggest difference, to answer your question, the biggest difference would be the surfacing that needs to go under a playground. There's depending upon the heights of the decks and the slides and stuff and the activities, the depth of the surfacing that needs to go underneath a playground. There's also lots and lots of rules of regulations as far as how high say for example, how high the slides can be off the top of the surfacing, and what types of activities from one deck to another deck. There's a minimum difference in height that has to be. So it's really an education. When I got into the industry, I had no idea. There's a lot of certifications you have to go through. There's a lot of study. You have to be able to go out to a playground and make sure that what you're putting in there is safe and within the codes and the requirements of the ASTM and CPSC. So it's a process, and most people don't understand that, because if they come from, like you said, when we were kids, you pretty much put a playground anywhere, and that was good to go. But it's just not that way, and unfortunately, it makes it more difficult for people to raise money and to find the funding, because it's much more expensive to put in a playground than what it was 25, 30 years ago. Not only the cost of the equipment is more, but just the process of putting it in is a lot different.
So do you find in today's day and age that most schools are that they go to the board or through that process at the district level and get a budget line item approved for this, or do most actually have to go out and do some sort of fundraising or that type of thing to pay for an upgrade or addition to or whatever?
It really depends on the school district. Obviously, some school districts who don't have a strong PTA or PTO have difficulty raising the money, and they have to wait until a bond of some sort is passed through the district, because quite frankly, most of the districts don't budget for that kind of thing. Maybe they budget for upkeep and maintenance, but as far as replacement and putting in new systems, it's not something that they typically budget for unless they are passing a bond or something like that. And then the districts that have strong PTA presence and have a lot of parents who are involved, then they will typically get the majority of their funding from those groups to do the projects.
Awesome. So what are some things that really set you guys apart from maybe some of the others out there that are kind of in the same space?
I really believe in what I think. There's a lot of good people in the industry as a whole, and I will say this: my time in this industry has found that there's a lot of really, really good people that really care about kids and really care about what they're doing and what they're putting in. Abounds, I think, sets itself apart a little bit because, as I said earlier, we're small but mighty. We've got a lot of really dedicated people that really take each project as a personal reflection on who they are and what they do. So it's not just pass it off, let's get this one done and get it in the ground and move on. We're going to spend as much time as we need to with whatever group we're working with, from the very beginning to designing the playground and setting a budget and helping even raise money and help doing some fundraising, to seeing the project till it's done and we do a ribbon cutting and kids get to run out and jump on the playground and play and that kind of stuff. So I think that's one of the things that we pride ourselves on. We don't necessarily go after every project that's out there, but when we get involved in one, we're there from the very beginning to the end. So
Awesome. So any parting words or anything else you'd like to leave with our listeners about Abounds and your program?
Just, let us know. We've got a great group of people, and we're passionate about making play environments that kids love and that are safe and that are going to help them stay healthy. So if you have any needs, you have any projects coming up, you have any questions about playgrounds, give us a call. We'll be glad to come and see you.
And the website is fabplaygrounds.com, correct?
That is correct.
Or else you can get in touch with Mitch himself at mitch@fabplaygrounds.com. Mitch Evers, appreciate you taking time out of your crazy schedule with all these awesome PTA moms roaming all over the place to chat for a few minutes, and hope you have a great rest of the weekend, man.
Awesome. Thanks, Matt.
Yep, thank you.
Thanks for listening to the School Zone podcast. If you liked the podcast today, we would be honored if you would leave us a review and a 5-star rating in iTunes or on your podcast player of choice. Your review helps us gain more exposure so we can serve more schools like yours.
There are a lot of kids in this world just like me, except they don't have a way to get any clean drinking water. Clean Water Kids is the kid part of kidsacrosscultures.org, where we ask school kids to be our partner in raising awareness for water projects. Clean water changes kids, which changes schools and changes families. And when we help other kids get clean water, it changes us. Clean water changes everything. Raising money for water filters and other water projects is really easy. We have schools, organizations, and other groups all over who do it. Go to cleanwaterkids.com for more information and ideas on how you can partner with us. Although we focus on schools, you don't have to be a school to help us. You can tell your school, your team, your church, your club, or troop, or whatever you're a part of about cleanwaterkids.com and see how easy it is to help. I think every kid deserves clean water to drink. Don't you? I'm Travis, and I'm a Clean Water Kid.